Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for telling my wife to cancel her vacation? When we're struggling financially, I'll try to keep this short. Both in our 30s and have been together for 17 years. I, male in my 30s, am the sole provider for my family of 6, partner and 4 kids, 2 high-energy dogs. I work 5 days a week and sometimes work on weekends if we need a little more cash. My partner is a stay-at-home mom and hasn't worked since our eldest was born by her own choice. I wake up at 5 a.m. and take the dogs out, prepare the kids' lunches/snacks, ensure all school essentials such as bags are at the front door, then head to work in a physically demanding job. Kids are picked up for daycare school at 7. Due to after-school activities and clubs, they're not home until 6. I come home at 7 and make dinner most nights, help with homework, do bath time for the little ones, do dishes, take the dogs out for a longer walk again, put the little ones in bed. If the house is a mess, I will of course clean it. I pay for everything: mortgage, bills, insurance, groceries, clothes, toys, technology, after-school activities, dates, and a woman to deep clean the house once a month. My partner wants to go on a 2-week-long vacation with her friends, which will overlap with the weekend away I had planned with my brother, who I rarely get to see as we live so far away. She wants me to cancel my trip as she's tired and needs a break. We got into an argument over it in which unkind things were said on both sides, but I am unwilling to budge on this. How do I get through to her that I need some rest? TLDR. I pay for everything, do housework, childcare, etc. While my wife is a stay-at-home mom, she wants to go on a 2-week-long vacation with her friends, which means I won't be able to go on a weekend trip with my brother, which was planned well in advance. We argued in which she told me I need to help out more, and I basically said what's in the title. How do I get through to her to add, "Hello all, sorry I haven't replied to many comments, but I have read most of them. I've seen a couple of questions I'd like to answer, and figured that making a post would be better than replying to individual comments. My children are between 16 and 6 years old. My wife doesn't take anyone to their clubs/activities. Younger children's school finishes at 3 p.m. Their clubs are in the school. Older kids' school finishes at 3:30. They stay in a club until 4:30, and then go to a youth group with their cousins until they come home. My eldest makes their way to and from school on their own, while my youngest are picked up and dropped off. Kids are of course able to eat breakfast at home, but often enjoy eating with their friends before school starts at 8. My wife doesn't walk the dogs because she doesn't like to, and frankly, they don't like her. I enjoy my time walking the dogs because it allows me some time to think. We have a large yard with dog houses, toys, and some agility equipment for them to use while I'm gone. They also get mental stimulation through Kongs and puzzle toys, which have been prepared and stored in the freezer. What does my wife do all day? Honestly, she's not isolated. She often tells me about things she's done with her friends, sister, mother, etc. She goes to the gym, does and enjoys hobbies such as embroidery, knitting, and some jewelry design. She changes what she likes to do, says it keeps things fresh. Housework-wise, she does the laundry. I fold and distribute later. She will give the dogs water and prepared meals enrichment. We have those robot vacuums and air purifiers to deal with the dog hair, but my wife will vacuum if needed. I wipe countertops, put dishes in the dishwasher after meals. Older kids take care of their own rooms/bathrooms for an allowance. Have you ever not truly noticed something until it's right in front of your face? I was so mad because I wanted to go see my brother, and she wanted to go on vacation with her friends. Yes, she wants me to pay for it. And things have been like this for so long that I didn't see how unfair and imbalanced things were until I truly started to look at how our duties were distributed. You all have given me a lot to think about. I'll answer some comments later. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Maybe you let her go for 2 weeks, realize that you don't need her in your life, that the family doesn't miss her, and you have divorce papers ready when she returns. The dynamic between you is not likely to change. Nobody in her shoes adopts a lazy, do-nothing, no responsibilities lifestyle, then agrees to share all the duties and responsibilities without a life shock. Comment 2. So she is free from 6 p.m. almost every day. Dude, why are you doing most of the heavy lifting here? This is nuts and unbalanced if this is real. I can't even imagine. Now, for the update. Thanks for all the feedback on my last post. So, after our argument, things got even more tense at home. My wife was giving me the cold shoulder, and I was just trying to keep everything running smoothly. I decided to sit down with her and have a serious talk about our responsibilities and how we could make things more balanced. I thought maybe if we could come to some sort of agreement, we could avoid more conflict. But before I could even bring it up, something happened that forced my hand. On Monday, I got a call from my boss. He told me that the company was going through some financial difficulties and that they were going to have to cut back on hours. This meant that I would be working fewer hours and bringing home less money. I was already stressed out about everything at home, and this news just added to my anxiety. I knew I had to tell my wife, but I was dreading it. I knew she would be upset, and I wasn't sure how she would react. When I got home that evening, I sat her down and told her about the situation at work. As expected, she was not happy. She started to panic about how we were going to pay the bills and keep up with everything. I tried to reassure her that we would find a way to make it work, but she was already spiraling. She started talking about how she needed her vacation even more now because of the added stress. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Here I was, trying to figure out how to keep our family afloat, and she was still focused on her trip. I told her that we needed to put the vacation on hold until we figured out our finances. She got really upset and accused me of not caring about her needs. I tried to explain that it wasn't about not caring, but about being practical and responsible. She wasn't having it. She stormed off and locked herself in our bedroom. I was left standing there, feeling completely helpless and frustrated. The next day, I decided to take a half day off work to try and sort things out. I picked up the kids from school and took them to the park to give my wife some space. While we were there, I had a chance to talk to my eldest. I asked how they were feeling about everything and if they had noticed the tension at home. They told me that they had noticed and that it was making them anxious. They also mentioned that they felt like they were taking on more responsibilities than they should be, given their age. This hit me hard. I realized that the imbalance in our household was affecting everyone, not just me. When we got home, I sat down with my wife again. This time, I was more firm. I told her that we needed to come up with a plan to redistribute the responsibilities and that we needed to do it together. I also told her that I couldn't keep doing everything on my own and that it was affecting our kids. She seemed to understand, but I could tell she was still upset about the vacation. I suggested that we could plan a smaller, more affordable trip for the whole family once things settled down. She reluctantly agreed. Over the next few days, we worked on a new schedule. We divided up the household chores more evenly and made sure that everyone, including the kids, had specific tasks. My wife agreed to take on more responsibilities like cooking dinner a few nights a week and helping with the kids' homework. I also made sure to carve out some time for myself, even if it was just an hour in the evening to relax and unwind. Things started to improve, but it wasn't easy. There were still moments of tension and frustration, but we were making progress. I could see that my wife was trying, and that meant a lot to me. I also made an effort to be more present and involved with the kids, which helped to ease their anxiety. One evening, while we were cleaning up after dinner, my wife opened up to me about why she'd been so insistent on the vacation. She told me that she'd been feeling overwhelmed and isolated, even though she spent time with her friends and family. She said that she felt like she had lost a sense of herself, and that the vacation was a way for her to reconnect with who she used to be. This was a revelation for me. I realized that she wasn't just being selfish. She was struggling with her own issues and trying to find a way to cope. I shared with her that I had been feeling the same way. I told her that I missed spending time with my brother and that I felt like I was losing myself in the daily grind. We both agreed that we needed to find a way to support each other and make time for ourselves, even if it meant making some sacrifices. As we continued to talk, we started to come up with a plan for how we could both get the breaks we needed without putting too much strain on our family. We decided that we would each take a weekend away, one at a time, while the other stayed home with the kids. This way, we could both recharge and come back feeling more balanced and ready to tackle our responsibilities. In the end, we didn't have all the answers, but we were making progress. We were communicating more openly and working together to find solutions. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful about our future.